Hi, my friends. Hi, singers. Hi, vocal teachers out there. My name is Sevana Salmasi. I am an opera singer living in Vienna. And today I'm going to talk about appoggio and vocal cord closure. These two things belong to each other. These two things are connected to each other, and I'm going to explain you why. And I'm going to give you detailed information about what is actually happening in your body while you're doing an appoggio, breath support, breath management. What is this? Which muscles are working for you? What is vocal cord closure? How you can close your cords? I will give you some tips and tricks how to reach it faster, even faster, without any imaginations. Just with detailed information about your body feelings. So first of all, I'm going to start with appoggio. But before, let me introduce myself. As I said, my name is Sevana Salmasi. I have done a master's in musical arts in vocal arts at the University for Music and Performing Arts in Vienna. After that, I specialized myself in lead and oratorio for another 3 years at the same university in Vienna. And then I started my career here in Vienna and also on international stages worldwide. After that, I had the big honor to be selected as a doctoral student at USC, at the University of Southern California. So I did a doctoral study about vocal arts and vocal pedagogy there. And additional to my doctorate, I was selected to be a teaching assistant at the same university, which meant I had a voice class of 10 hours per week. And I was teaching singers in musical theater, in opera, in pop music. So it was a very, very nice and an interesting time for me, and I learned a lot, and I'm very thankful for that. Anyway, let's go back to appoggio. Appoggio has 3 parts for me. First part is breathing in. Second part is breath stop. I will explain you right now what that is. And third part is breathing out, which is actually the singing, right? So let's start with first part, breathing in. What is happening for opera singers when they are breathing in? Which muscles are moving or in action? And how can you feel that and how can you reproduce that? Okay? I'm going to try to explain it as clear as possible. I'm going to stand up. Okay, guys. First thing you have to know is your diaphragm is sitting here, okay? This muscle is very important, but you cannot push him or move him by pushing it. You can only move your diaphragm with breathing in. So you can move him down by breathing in, and I'm going to show you how. And this muscle is a flexible muscle, okay? The diaphragm. It is sitting right below your rib cage, okay? And it's actually separating your lungs, the heart and lung, from your digesting muscles, from the lower abdominals. That's it. That's the function of the diaphragm. It's kind of separating these 2 big parts. Now, when you start breathing, you have to know as an opera singer that your diaphragm goes down while you are breathing, okay? So let's do this. And now, I'm breathing with my nose. Some of you want to breathe with the mouth. Whatever you do, just try to have that, you have to know that you have to breathe down your diaphragm. How can you be sure that your diaphragm is moving down? That you can be sure when your rib cage, when the sides of your ribs, if they expand, then you have a very good chance that your diaphragm went down, okay? Let's do this. Okay, And now let's do it with the without this, with the hands. One hand here, one hand here. And when you breathe in, this has to expand outward, okay? Also your back, everything at the line of your rib cage, everything has to expand in every direction. I will show you a picture of that right here. So, this is your body when you're breathing in. And this is your body when you're breathing out, when all the air already came out. You see your diaphragm is like a chapel, as I just showed you. And here, your diaphragm, when you're breathing in a lot and you're putting a lot of air here, then it looks like a frisbee. And we are going to do that. But I wanted to give you a picture of it, so you can nail it in your brain, this picture, and you know that your body has to expand in every direction around your diaphragm, okay? And you have to know that if you lost your air, all the air, your diaphragm will look like this, and you will look more thinner in general, okay? So put this in your brain. That's the only imagination you're gonna get from me, okay? This is the diaphragm, okay? We are going to breathe down our diaphragm again by expanding our ribs outwards, by expanding our body. Not this part, right below the rib cage, right the rib cage. Now let's do this. This is the diaphragm right now. It turns to a frisbee and makes even more space for your air tank, even more space for air to enter your body and stay in your lungs. Again. See? You can see that my rib cage is expanding here in every direction, and my diaphragm will kind of look like this now. Okay? When I talk, of course, I lose air, and my diaphragm slowly, when I'm losing my air now, is going back in his original form as a chapel. Okay? One more time, and then we continue. Exactly. Now, this is a perfect position, or posture for a singer to start singing. Okay? But for beginners, we need to have a stop here in order to not lose it with the first note when we start singing. And this is only for the beginners. So I'm going to give the beginners a trick now. A trick how you can keep this very good posture, very good air tank for your first note. And the trick is the breath stop. Did you ever hear about that? The breath stop is actually you stop breathing, and you stop breathing it by closing your vocal cords. How can you close your vocal cords? I'll tell you. Do you know that feeling when you want to throw up or vomit? You do. Of course, you use that in the toilet. You use that when you want to pull something very heavy. You use that for crying and all these natural instincts. That's a natural closure of your vocal cords when you need, like when you need to push something, or when you need to go to the toilet, or it's a very natural instinct. And I'm going to use that for my appoggio. And I'm going to tell you how. So, again, we're doing step 1, which was breathing in, okay? We are breathing in now. Breathe in, and now do the breath stop. What do you feel when you stop your breath? When you do that feeling of throwing, what you want to throw up, but you do it, the beginning of throwing up, you close your cords, you feel a pressure here? Yes, and what else do you feel? You feel muscle action here. You feel a pulling, a tension here, right? Do it again. When you go on the toilet, you do. right? What is this now? Feel it. Your muscle work for you. This is the diaphragm, which says, please, I want to stay a frisbee. I don't want to go back in my original position and lose all the precious air. I want to stay down. That's what you feel right now. And that's very good. Because this is the first part of appoggio already. So your muscle of inspiration, your inhaling muscles are working for you. Because they don't let the air come out so soon, so fast. Okay? So you breathe in and you do a breath stop. When I do this, I let air out again, a little. Right? You breathe out a little bit now. I want to show you, I can even hold it when I'm speaking. Look. Right? This is already muscle work. That's the appoggio work, okay? But it's not the end. It's not finished yet. Now, the third step comes of appoggio, and then it's finished. Actually, the second and the third step, so this tension here when you do the breath stop, this is the first muscle group, which works for you. And if you start breathing out, the second big muscle group, which are the abdominals here, they will start coming action. So let's breathe out with an S or shh. It doesn't matter. We need something to breathe out right now, okay? Let's use S, okay? That's breathing out, right? That is the same thing when you sing. It's the same work, okay? Now we are just doing it with S, and later we are going to do it with the voice. Now, breathing in, breath stop, and S. Let's do these three things together, and then you're done with appoggio, and then you will know what appoggio is. Okay, let's do it. We breathe in, we lower our diaphragm, breath stop, no air is passing by, and then third step, now, observe your body. What do you feel? This tension, what we felt with the breath stop, is still working for you. But another group of muscles is joining them now, and that is the lower abdominals. Now, what's happening? The lower abdominals, they are trying to push the air again out of your body, right? The second step, where your diaphragm was pulling down, I told you, with the breath stop, now they are meeting each other. They are creating something like a sandwich effect. I call it sandwich effect. When the inspiration muscles, the muscles of inhaling, which was the second step, and the abdominals, when they meet each other, they are kind of producing a sandwich effect. They're opposing each other, these muscle groups. This group of muscles and this group of muscles, they finally encounter each other in the middle of your body. And that encounter, or that sandwich effect, that is your appoggio. The muscles of inhalation encounter the muscles of exhalation or expiration. And they kind of oppose each other, they pressure against each other, and they create a sandwich effect. And that, sandwich effect is actually slowing down your breathing out, your air coming out of the body. And that is very good. Because when you have little by little air passing by your vocal cords, you can create wonderful notes. You can produce wonderful tones. But if you lose too much air through your vocal cords, then you will have intonation problems, then you will have no control about your voice, you will get illnesses like knots on your... So you need to slow down the breathing out. And you can only slow it down when you create that sandwich effect. When you do after the breath stop, when you do the s, then you can feel your appoggio, okay? That's why I would suggest you, before you do it with your voice, do it with an S, or sh, or brrr. These 3 exercises will help you to feel that sandwich effect, to feel your appoggio, okay? So, once again, I'm going to explain you in theory. First part, breathing in by lowering your diaphragm. How can you lower it? When your rib cage, when your ribs go outwards, okay? Be careful. Some people, they like to breathe in their back. That's okay. They breathe here. That's okay. As long as you also expand this part and be sure that your diaphragm goes down, that's okay. Some people, but they like to breathe in here. They put their belly out, kind of, when they breathe in. Now be careful about that. You can do that. But be careful that this body part goes also outside, goes outwards, expands while you breathe in, while you put air into your body. Because if you do it only at the belly, there is a chance that your rib cage does not expand enough. Not enough air comes in your body, and then you will not have enough air in your air tank, and you cannot produce nice sounds, and you will have problems with your air for a phrase. You will not have enough air, and your larynx would be not low enough. Now you have to be careful. When you are a belly breather, then you have to expand your rib cage as well. It has to go this way, also when you take this out. So, but I would recommend you to breathe here, okay? Not here. That's my suggestion for my students. I always put their hands here, and we do this, and we expand this part of your body, because this is actually the part where it expands, and where above it fills with air, and that's where it actually happens. Your belly is muscle and digestion organs. Here, below that, here is only muscle and digestion and organs. Yeah, like I don't know the names, but there is not something like a rib cage there. There is not like an air tank. It's only flesh. So, but here you have a rib cage, and you can expand, and here are your lungs. So try to not go too much down for breathing in, okay? That was just a little detailed explanation, because I know from my experience and from a lot of colleagues that people are breathing in the belly, down there. But you have to know that no air is going down there. The air is maximum until here, okay? That's it. Where your rib cage ends, that's it. The air is only going into your lungs and at the end in your heart, okay? So it's not going down. You have to be aware of that. Down there at the belly, there are the abdominal muscles for pushing the air out of the body, but it's only muscles. Yeah, it's not a air tank. Yeah. Okay. First, breathing in, lowering the diaphragm, expanding the ribs, expanding the rib cage. Okay? Second, for beginning students, breath stop. The breath stop was when you want to vomit but you don't do it, or you're going to the toilet. Yes? That way you will keep that posture of inhalation. You will not lose the air, okay, right away. Third step, breathing out with an S, and that way you will feel in your body right away that a sandwich effect is happening here. The muscles of inspiration encounter the muscle of expirations and create a sandwich effect, and that is the appoggio. That is